that.
The fuck is a robot cafe?
It's a robot cafe.
But I mean, like...
It's because it's in a world where they have androids, and androids are being treated like shit.
So they have their own cafes?
No, but it's like...
Androids aren't robots, they're part human.
No, they're robots. But
Androids are full robots. Cyborgs are half...
cyborgs.
No, but the androids, they look like humans, but they have a ring above their head to tell the difference.
Oh, it's
Inside the cafe, it's just... The whole premise is like segregation. They're just showing you, okay, robots and humans, if they're together in the same room and you don't know the difference, how do they live together?
Yeah.
And it's just showing that.
So it's like what's it called?
Animal Farm.
No.
Exactly.
The fucking movie, Blade Runner.
Oh,
you can't tell the difference between a human and an android.
No, but yes, you can. Normally
you can.
can.
So it is nothing like Blade Runner. It's like Animal Farm, where everyone is equal. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than other animals.
More equal.
Yeah. So it's segregation, right? Even though these people are virtually...
That's the whole point of it. It's just...
Have you
anime
watched...
is about racism.
What was the anime I made you watch that you hated?
Oh, the Cyberpunk one.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk
It's
one?
called Technolize.
Technolize. I haven't watched it. I'll watch it. And I'll tell you what I think.
It is.
I'll tell you what I think.
I didn't finish it.
You should.
You didn't finish it?
No.
It's tough.
It's just really...
80% of that is... It feels so inconsequential.
It's very...
So why'd you even watch it then?
Because it is rated very highly, and it's the type of
so
thing
you
where
force yourself to watch it
well,
because of shit?
It's the type of anime where people either love or hate it, and once you've finished watching it, you get a new perspective on it, which I agree with.
It's very poorly written. Very.
No, it's very cryptic.
People who can stick to the very end are like, okay, it's good.
Because it's inconsistent with the way
common
with
misery.
what's going on.
No, I
things are just happening, and like you don't know what's going on.
You're not supposed to know.
No, but you can know to some degree.
No, because it's the type of anime where it's not like it doesn't grab your hand in the first episode and be like they point your nose to this and be like this main character is going to do this.
Well, it doesn't have to be about that.
There's absolutely no foreshadowing.
But literally,
at all.
it's just one scene to the next of shit that's just happening, and you don't know why anything's happening.
Because you're supposed to take it as an allegory to something, and it's an allegory to heaven and hell.
It's a thought. It's a thought.
So if you go into the anime with that in mind, you will very clearly understand that there are very, very different, characters that are obviously archetypes for different types of thinking.
Yeah.
But most people don't watch animes for that.
No, they watch it for ecchi.
Yes. Or
but you guys are complaining about ecchi, so.
Yeah, but it's not really worth it half the time.
The fuck is ecchi?
It's porn.
And on that note, let's start it off. I'm Adam like usual. We got Matt, Mayoor, and Sean. So I got a couple of topics for the discussion.
We need more people with M's in their names. Sean, you do not have an M in your name.
You can call me Miss Sean.
Sean.
Yeah, it's almost like Miss Sean, but I'm...
Miss Sean. Anyways,
Sean.
We'll start off with the Wii U. They're going to try and unleash a new bundle on the world. November 1st.
Now that they're no longer selling Wii's.
Yeah.
Decommissioned.
They're not selling them
No,
anymore?
they're decommissioned. They're stopped completely.
Really?
Yeah, Wii's are just stopped.
Yeah.
Only Wii U's.
Are Wii U's backwards compatible?
Yes.
Yeah.
But not GameCube games.
Too bad.
You can never play GameCube games again.
Which is going to suck when Super Smash Bros. Comes out. So you're going to have to use a classic controller or end up using...
Can't you get one of the Pro controllers?
Yeah, you could, but it costs money.
Yeah. Anyways, so new bundle, November 1st. Comes with 2 games, but they're pretty much exactly the same. It comes with New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U. So it comes with the same fucking game.
With different characters.
That are both a year old. I mean, the Luigi one isn't a year old, but it's a fucking copy of the first one. The only difference is that the levels are shorter and harder. Because they redesigned the levels so that it goes with Luigi's abilities because he jumps higher and, random shit like that. And they only give you 100 seconds of the time limit instead of like 300 seconds that Mario gets. So they're harder and they're shorter, and that is the only difference. Everything else is exactly the same. Same worlds, same layout of the worlds or whatever.
I mean, sorry, I feel like I don't understand what you're saying. They're the exact same, except that each of the levels are different because now they're shorter.
Okay, no, it's literally the same game.
And harder,
they just switched Mario with Luigi.
Yeah. Like you can't play Mario in the game, and
there's a tighter time constraint, and the levels are slightly altered to accommodate.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how is that a harder game than if it takes 100? It doesn't seem like taking a minute and a half to get through a level would be that difficult.
No, probably not.
Not really.
If you speedrun it.
Even my cousin, who's like 8 years old, plays through Mario games like they're nothing.
Just give him Mario 3 or whatever it was.
Mario 3.
He's never going to get past the first part.
Mario 2, no.
The reason why I bring this up is because, like I said, it's a new bundle, November 1st. It's coming out with 2 games. One is newer, but the other one came out when the system came out a year ago. when on the November 22nd, they have Super Mario 3D World coming out, which looks like a lot of fun. Okay, why the hell don't they just fucking bundle that with a system? That I think that would do way
So
better
they
than
can
what
sell
they're doing
more
now.
of
Because
the
it's
Mario game.
Nintendo.
No, but that game is a year old. They would sell a stupid amount of Wii U's if they bundled it with the Super Mario
They're still
3D
going to
Worlds.
sell a lot, I'm sure, because that's the only thing
Not
that they can buy
necessarily.
now.
Rewind. Does everyone forget that? And you'll have to quote me on this afterwards, and/or edit me out of what I'm just saying. But in Europe, I think that the Wii sold at, what was it, 400% of whatever was expected to sell in that month because of the Wind Waker HD bundle.
Yeah, that's I
Yeah.
showed you that. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
600.
Oh, yeah.
It was 600+% they sold
Yeah.
in that one span.
Just in Europe? What
Just
about North America?
Just because of Wind Waker.
I'm not sure the specifics on it. I just know that it's a different philosophy with people who purchase Nintendo consoles. They have very different expectations of what Nintendo is providing them, and what they're providing them is something that's very safe, reliable, and they segment their population nicely. So this Wii U is obviously not for you. It's obviously for a very specific demographic of people who don't currently own the Wii U, who don't know the difference between Mario HD or Mario Bros. And Luigi Bros. It's just to them, it looks like it's two separate games. They're gonna market it as though it's two separate games.
Some people
They won't
like
even know the
Mario, some
difference
like
that it's
Luigi.
two separate games. Yeah, it's almost like giving you Pokemon X and Y in
I
the
would love
same
that.
3DS bundle, but marketing it to people who don't know the difference between Pokemon X and Pokemon
Who
Y.
cares? Now you get all the
Still
Pokemon.
weird.
I love that. Everyone I know bought X so far. No one's bought Y.
I bought Y.
You bought Y.
You bought
Yeah,
Y?
There you go.
Yeah, I bought Y.
That's one.
because everyone bought X.
Get the rusted bat, because we are beating this man till he's
Till he gets the X.
I bought Y. Like, it was the last copy. I had no choice.
Oh,
I
really?
pre-ordered it. Yeah.
Okay.
So what else to get? Y, I guess.
Still,
You
it
would have
just
gotten X, right?
Yeah, what have you got next?
There you go.
really. What,
That's
I don't
actually
understand. What is
Everyone would have gone for
Because I would
X.
have got Argon, I think. Was it
what's Argon?
the steel ground type, I think?
Oh,
from
yeah.
Season 2? Yeah, that's the only difference that I would have cared about.
Anyways, it still strikes me as odd that the new Mario game is not going to be bundled even instead of a year-old one. Anyways,
The bundle
that's
How much do you think they're going to sell that bundle for right now? as it
they
is,
switch it. It's $300,
instead of
$350.
okay.
I think.
But now they can sell that new Mario game for full price at $60 and still sell that bundle.
Yeah.
Before, if they would have added it, they would have been selling it for $350
No, for sure.
and losing how much on that game every time.
There's
True.
absolutely it actually makes poor business sense for them to have bundled that new game with it, just because then there would be this sort of hate amongst the fans who currently have the Nintendo Wii U.
No, but it's a bundle.
No, but see, the problem with you always release a bundle with either. No, I see your logic, but that's a Sony logic.
As soon as Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, they bundled that with the PS3.
Well, the thing is, with the Zelda bundle, they need to actually give a physical copy of the game.
It's a downloadable.
It's a downloadable
Yeah.
one. That's why they released the console beforehand.
That was really annoying. I don't know why
Yeah.
they did that.
I was thinking, like, should I get the console to get the game early? Then I look at it as, like, digital. Like, no, that's not it.
Not gonna happen.
But is it installed on the hard drive?
No,
Or you
you
have to
have to download the day it comes out. But they also give you a copy of Legend of Zelda Historia, the book that talks about all the Zelda games.
That
I
is
have
definitely
though.
cool.
Oh, it doesn't download to 1% and wait?
No.
Anyways, so on to the next topic. It was revealed that so like we talked about last week, Watchdogs was delayed. So also now Drive Club was delayed for the PS3.
Really?
Yeah, until February now,
PS4.
PS4. Yes, Drive Club was delayed for the PS4 until next year sometime. I'm not sure if they gave a concrete delay release date. Now, Target actually canceled pre-orders because they had bundles for Watchdog PS4s and Xbox Ones, and they had bundles for Drive Club with the PS4s.
Wow.
And then they straight up canceled the entire order.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so of course people were getting peeved, right? Because now they ordered a console, and then all of a sudden they don't have the console anymore because the game got delayed, right?
Yeah.
So they actually made good on this. They're actually sending consoles to everyone, and they actually gave them $100 gift card.
Oh shit.
Yeah, for Target's e-store,
That's good.
which is crazy. So now they're getting their system and they're getting an extra $100.
So
Which
you
is,
get the game
pretty
for
ridiculous.
free, essentially.
Yeah, I think Amazon also canceled the orders too, but I'm not. They might have just canceled the game and are still sending the console. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. But it's pretty crazy that they would just flat out cancel the order.
Wasn't there
just
something
insane.
else that was delayed?
Yeah, Watchdogs.
No,
We
no,
talked about
there's
last
something
week.
else. There was a new one that I think I just saw today.
Another one?
Another game for the PS3.
If you say Batman,
PS3?
I will
Oh,
strangle
PS4,
you.
sorry.
PS4.
There's supposed to be something else that was delayed.
Oh, are you talking about the order?
I can't remember what it was.
It was in the same article. For some reason, they said the order was delayed also, but the order never had a release date. Like the order that 1800s game or whatever that's based on werewolves and shit.
Mhm.
That one never had a release date, so I don't know what the fuck Target was talking about. It's weird. Anyways, Titanfall has a release date now, so it's March 11th, which is cool. It's coming out for 360, Xbox One, and the PC. So
360.
Xbox 360, the Xbox
Really?
One, and the PC. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the PC's awesome.
But the
Oh.
360, I'm surprised that they're developing it for.
Well, I mean, they have it. It's a large fan base. I mean, there's already a large install base, right? So, why not? The only thing with that is that pisses me off is that it's being published by EA, so Origin instead of Steam. Piece of shit.
That sucks.
Pretty bad, but I would still pick that up for PC because it looks sick.
Yeah.
Well, I already have Origins now. Fuck.
You already
For what?
everyone's got Origin. You
What
have
game
to.
was it?
Assassin's Creed.
That's it. The Assassin's Creed. Yeah, they made
No,
me get.
that's something else that you have.
That's
you play
Ubisoft.
You
aren't
play.
you?
That's it. Yeah,
You play, you don't
play
have
two. No, I had to get Origins before.
for like Mass Effect or SimCity or something.
It might be Mass Effect, but I had because Assassin's Creed used to be on something else.
So you play.
No, but it was on something else before you play.
You can download it off Steam, but you have to play it through Uplay.
No,
Like
that's-
I was able to get Far Cry 3
The
on
first
on
two,
Steam.
I was playing off of something else. It wasn't on Uplay.
But it's not Origin,
But
because
it made
Origin is
us,
exclusively for EA.
But then
Yeah.
it made me have to download them again, and then
I don't know. Anyways, Ubisoft is Uplay, EA is Origin. Speaking of EA, Battlefield 4 trailer. Did you guys see it? That
No.
story
Yeah.
trailer?
I saw it.
It looked pretty intense. Like considering no one's gonna really like the main draw of Battlefield is the online play, right?
Yeah.
But the story seemed like, I mean, that is the whole point of a trailer. It's to make it look good, and they definitely did that.
What exactly was the premise to it? What does it do differently that sort of drew you into its campaign?
Not much other than it's like a movie, right? It's like a movie trailer. It's like half the time they show the best parts of the
Yeah.
movie or the game in the trailer, right? And it just looked like an intense ride. It didn't seem like it. They didn't tell you who the enemy is. It just seems like you're in conflict with someone, and it got to this point where like you're the last battle, like the last aircraft carrier or something like that, and what the fuck destroyed all the other ones, right?
I would be interested in seeing
Well,
this afterwards.
speaking of Battlefield, there was a guy from Infinite Ward that made a comment. I think he was like the head director or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, about Call of Duty. Like,
Yeah.
they're not real gamers. Like 80% of people who play Call of Duty aren't gamers.
yeah, they're apparently casual gamers.
No, not even. They're just that's all they play is Call
Yeah,
of Duty.
yeah,
So they're
that's
not
what you-
I
considered
actually
gamers.
know like 3 people that just play Call of Duty. They have a PS3, own all Call of Duties and NHL. That's
I'm
all
like-
they play.
Thank God someone finally said
Yeah,
it.
see, over here it's Call of Duty and NHL. In the States, it's Call of Duty and NFL.
NFL. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Slight difference, but it's the same person.
One letter difference.
Yeah.
The only thing that was really funny at the end of that trailer, the guy punches a dog, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're just taking jabs at Call of Duty." Call of Duty.
Call of
Yeah.
yeah.
He's punched the dog right in the face.
Yeah.
So bad. Anyways, indie
Mm.
blunders this week. Did you guys see that stuff?
Dark Matter.
Sorry,
Dark Matter.
Dark Matter
Got
and
pulled.
this game called Day One.
Oh yeah, that was
Gary's
hilarious.
Incidents.
We have to watch that video later.
Random stuff. Okay,
Have
so
to watch that
we'll go to
video
the first one. Indie blunder number 1. So this side-scrolling 2.5D platformer game. Okay, it's called Dark Matter. It's by this company called Interwave Studios. Okay,
I've never heard of them before.
It's
it's
an
an indie title. You're never gonna hear of it. Anyways, so it came out on the 17th, and then on like the Saturday, which is like a few days later, it came to everyone's attention that this game, after 4 hours, there's just a wall of text that says "to be continued," and it comes completely abruptly.
That's
Like
how-
there's not even like the fight before it, the text before anything doesn't even lead up to anything that has a conclusion. It just fucking ends, and it was like, what the fuck is this? So
Because it was on what is it before? Green. It was not a.
Greenlit.
no, it
No,
was
no,
no.
Steam.
Let me finish. So they're blaming this on on the forum post. One of the guys came on. He blames it on like a failed Kickstarter. They
That's
got
it.
apparently
Sorry.
12% of the £50,000 that they wanted. So 12%. Okay, so like what, like 6,000.
Aren't you supposed to legally reimburse people for not meeting
The
their
thing is,
Yeah.
if you don't meet it, it doesn't actually get passed. Like you never get charged until it hits 100%.
I see.
So like they never got charged in the first place.
I see.
So they never got the money, And so they were never able to actually finish the game. So they did what they could and released what they did. Now there was a statement the next day, okay, and the statement was that the game was complete. To their statement is like the game was complete. Our description for the game didn't lie. They said it had 14 levels. It did have 14 levels, okay, and the lack of funds from the Kickstarter, they ended up turning the scope of the game into an episodic game, right? So this would be episode 1 of a concurrent series, right?
You do realize what the problem with that is, right? Their studio is bankrupt. They're no more. There's 3 people left.
Yeah, apparently when they failed this Kickstarter, they laid off a bunch of people from the studio. Anyways, the game right now is actually only $15, but they had planned on it being 30 if they originally got their complete goal and finished the game. So they put up apologies for the abrupt end and stuff like that. But yeah.
What was this game called again?
Dark Matter.
I see.
Yeah. So on Tuesday, yesterday, the game was pulled from Steam.
Really?
Yes, and refunds will be awarded to anyone who requests them. So it won't happen to everyone. If you requested, you will get the refund. And basically, the game will not get put back on Steam until
a patch is released that
had a proper ending. Yes.
What people are playing this game for its narrative or for the promise that there's for? I don't see what the big deal is. That could be just a horrible ending, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if a wall text comes up and be like, "Well, fuck all y'all," this is a picture of me having sex with animals. That would be completely offensive. But this is just it's sort of like a bittersweet ending. You're like, this is sort of the reality of the video game industry. It's sort of a meta commentary. You got your 14 levels, which is what you paid for. There's just no ending to it. But who cares? Dark Matter. I've never heard of it before. I don't think it's going to win any awards for drama or things like that. So it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's a 2D, 2.5D platformer, right?
It looks pretty bad.
I haven't actually checked up anything on it other than the story.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
But see, so Steam, why would Steam even remove that? I guess because of the
backlash,
the bad publicity,
the extreme bad publicity to the point where it's finish, put an ending, and we'll put it back. Because all they have to do is change the way it ends in that little segment, and they can come out with episode 2.
So it could just be a wall of text saying and then this man saved the princess, and then that would be it. They could literally just.
No, I think they ended it really, really badly. It just happened in the middle of a level. You're halfway through a Mario level, then it just ends. And that's it.
Like I said,
that sucks.
The text before it, the fight leading up to it, didn't have any indication that it was going to end there. Just whoop, done. So random.
Episode 1 done.
Yeah, and the next thing, indie blunder number 2. So this game called Day 1 Gary's Incident. It's some
that already sounds like something that I'm willing to put money down on.
Yeah,
it sounds pretty good.
Made by Wild Games, another company you've never heard of.
Wait, we might get banned for talking poorly about it.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Anyways, so survival. It's a survival game in the Amazon. Okay, you have to craft, hunt, fish, and fight to survive.
Ugh.
It's just a survival game. That's what it is.
Just a survival game. Okay. Anyways, so what happened was they sent a code, like a beta code or a key for Steam, to Total Biscuit, okay, to do a what the fuck is.
Oh, I heard about this.
And he gave it a terrible review, terrible, bad. I watched it. It was pretty bad.
Funny, it's hilarious.
He said a couple of decent things, he always does, right? Because there are a couple of mechanics that are not bad. It's an impression, right? And his impression was bad.
Yes.
Okay. So the devs sent him a takedown notice, and everyone backlashed to the point where it was freedom of speech or freedom of expression or whatever. And their excuse was that he monetized. The developer's excuse was that he monetized the video and they didn't want him making money off their copyright. Okay.
But they in full willingness gave him the key.
But he doesn't have to monetize the video.
It goes into more than that. He sent, if you watch the second video, because he has the video went down. This is what I have to say now.
Yeah.
He sent an email, and he sends it to every company. He said he sends it to thousands of companies every day, just so he can try to get games. It states in it that he's going to use it for a YouTube video, which he will get paid for because that's his job, and he's going to critique it because it's his opinion. And they said, okay, no problem. Here's the email with the code, and then they went on with it.
So the next day, they sent an apology to pretty much everyone, and the sum of it was they sent the key on the 26th, and the monetization part of it was not communicated on the error of their part, okay? And then they asked to remove it for that reason, and then the backlash of the freedom of expression, and they're like, oh, like we don't want to encrypt on like freedom of expression, so we allowed him to put it back, which is complete bullshit. Because for sure they just hated the fact that he shat on their game and they wanted to pull it because there are other videos that they didn't touch that aren't as publicly critical as Total Biscuits is.
Right.
Because even Kotaku had a video up of it and they didn't get that one removed and they're all monetized. And
Well,
so
the company was paying people to vote up their game.
oh yeah.
They're like, if you vote up our game, we'll give you so much points. Like, oh,
Really?
Yeah.
And
What?
that's publicly known
yeah,
that
it's
they've been
public.
doing
To know.
this.
Yeah.
On, like vote up on what?
What
Greenlight?
is
On Steam, no, like on Steam, if they would go into Steam,
And put a recommendation or
yeah,
something?
put
Okay.
nice comments, vote up the game, say all this nice stuff, and then they'll give them stuff.
But
Yeah.
see, the reality is that does happen already all the time with everything,
Yeah.
right?
But
Let's
it's
be
just,
completely realistic.
it's
You
just
go on
a-
Amazon, right, for example, and you go to like, let's say for anything, any product, I'm willing to bet that, a percentage of those reviews have been put up there specifically to encourage people to buy the product. It's not necessarily a person so much as it's someone who's been paid or there's some sort of an agreement between these two people that they would put on a positive review. That exists, right?
but
Yeah,
that's,
but there's
that's
also
not the problem. It's just the way they went about it. Like Total Biscuit's a pretty popular guy.
Yeah. Super
So
popular.
the reasoning behind what they did was stupid.
Yeah,
there was no.
no. If I made a
Yeah.
shit game, I would not send that key to him because I would not want him to review my game because it's so like highly regarded by a lot of people. The thing is, if you don't want to get a bad review, don't make a shit game. Like you're watching this game and it's literally like
It's very
he's
bad.
talking about
It's very
like
bad.
I want to
the-
see this after.
he's talking about the options and the videos and stuff like that and like whatever, they're not too descriptive. It's not that big of a deal, right? He goes into the game. Now this guy's got a beefy computer. He's got like the
He's got a
most
Titan.
yeah, a Titan. It's $1,000 video card and the game is running like shit. Like there's still a frame rate
Less than
issue.
30, he had to lower his settings, and it was still less than 30 frames per second.
It was just what the fuck?
I don't know how you do that.
Nah, doesn't make sense. And the combat looked terrible. It's just if you don't want
That's
a
what it
bad
was.
review,
That's
don't make a shit game. I'm sorry. Like I made a game or whatever. I got decent reviews. They're like I think we have like a 79 Metacritic now.
Yeah.
Only because I sent a key to this Russian website, the only Russian website on Metacritic when we had an 80, and he gave us a 75, so it brought us down to 79.
back.
I know, right? The motherfucker. I knew I shouldn't have sent it to him. We already had an 80. We didn't need any more reviews.
But so let's imagine for a second that people like this would just cease to exist. So like these terrible developers, I'm just imagining three people right now in my head. They all look like the three of you that I'm looking at.
Of course.
They're just idiots. I mean, you guys aren't idiots, but I'm saying that these people are genuinely idiots. They're making a game. They have these like lofty ambitions of making something that's going to be super popular. First of all, survival games. Those
It's the new
are,
fad
They
now.
could be popular. There's quite a few now.
but
A
in
lot of
my
them are pretty
opinion,
bad.
that has been a genre that has been dead. I mean, there's no sense in bringing that. Tomb Raider did it, right? Tomb Raider sort of introduced pseudo survival mechanics. That is, in my opinion, the only capacity that a game like that can still exist and be marketable to.
No, there was one good one recently. I forgot what it was. It was a zombie one. I forgot what it
Oh,
was.
yeah, State of Decay.
State of Decay.
Oh, I've heard about
That
that.
heard
did
that was very
really
good.
Yeah, apparently it's like amazing.
But how has its sales been? They've been good?
Presumably.
Presumably. I mean, we don't have numbers on this, right? But
Yeah.
I just don't think that it to be such a small development studio and to have to put so much
people,
risk.
People are just trying to make money on something that's really popular at the moment.
But,
Everyone wants to
but that's
play
what I'm trying to get at. There is no popularity. There is no traction in survival games anymore. Unless there's zombies in it, or unless there's like
Yeah.
these weird pseudo-erotic vampires in it. Like they just
Well, there's Arma.
Pseudo-erotic
do these
vampires.
people not have? Do they not have friends that they've spoken with? Do they
Yeah,
bounce
focus
these ideas?
testing.
Bounce
yeah.
these ideas off of other human beings, and those other human beings will be like, I have the sudden compulsion to throw up in my mouth and regress into this weird fetal state and have my mother abort me because that idea,
God. Oh, God, John. Wow.
it annoys me.
the idea is so terrible.
No, but see, the worst part is that then these people exist. Then they speak to Total Biscuit, and Total Biscuit is like, okay, but this game is absolutely garbage.
No, he doesn't say that. You send him a key and he'll just review it.
No,
But
but,
it just, it just like it just blows my mind that people can just still exist like
but it's
this.
funny. His whole point wasn't just the fact that it was them that did it. It was the fact that YouTube let it happen. Like he went into this talk about how YouTube has this loophole in it, like with Nintendo and any sort of Sega game that comes out, everyone immediately got banned from whenever they showed it, including him. Like they got what's it called?
Yeah, takedown notice.
Yeah, no, but because you could get 3 strikes. He got one from that, and a lot of people actually lost their accounts because of it. It just automatically does it. because they programmed it into their thing that when any game with this title or whatever
Right.
is up there, it's gone automatically because they want to keep their sales high. So they don't want any reviews, even good or bad. They just don't want any on YouTube.
And
For
has
some
that been
reason.
rewritten into their terms of agreement?
No, that's still there.
No, in Google's terms of
No, in
agreement or
YouTube's?
YouTube's.
No, I don't
It's
know. I
Google,
don't know if it's there. It's just what the company decided, Sega decided to do.
Okay.
But
But
they have an
also-
But if
agreement.
they've
They have an
spoken
agreement
with
with
if
Google.
YouTube and YouTube has
Yeah, I guess
agreed
they-
and forced all
Well,
of their...
it's a programming, I guess. They just
No,
can't
but
do
what I'm
anything
saying
about
is that Total Biscuit, right, to some extent, because he's an employee of YouTube or they have an agreement, it's a partnership.
Yes.
Yeah.
The terms of agreement, right, should apply to Google. Like I'm saying, I haven't done the research,
Yeah.
but Total Biscuit should be current on what his partner, his
No,
other
but
partner
they didn't know that was going to happen.
No, it
this
just
was a while
happens.
ago.
Oh,
This was a while ago that
that's
happened.
terrible then.
Now he boycotts Sega because of
Yeah.
bullshit like that.
Really?
No, but like they actually, YouTube actually refunded everybody on their strike. Like they gave back the strike.
Yeah.
And they got rid of a bunch of other stuff.
Wow.
But even then, like the other day, they did a 3-hour podcast, live podcast with like Yodcast people like that.
Mhm.
For about 30 seconds, they talked about Pokemon, and now they can't monetize that video at all
Really?
Yeah. because of 30 seconds. They just mentioned it. Oh yeah, I play X. I like it.
We talked about Pokemon for so long. Yes, no, that's our videos aren't monetized though. So
You cannot monetize. They cannot monetize that 3 hours that
Oh,
they
yeah.
committed to it now.
that's retarded though. That doesn't even make sense. They're not showing. Did they show video of it?
No. I don't think they did.
So then that's stupid. You should be able to talk about stuff. It's
They might
free
have.
speech.
I don't know if they showed it.
That's bullshit.
No,
Well,
but-
you're allowed to talk about things, but the second that you're making money,
Well,
off
that's it.
of
They were
another-
critiquing it, kind
Yeah,
of.
I guess.
I think that that's perfectly legal. I actually
Yeah.
don't have
Still-
anything against something like as long as YouTube has rewritten the terms of agreement to make all of the people who actually post or consume videos on that website, at least to some extent, they're liable to know about that information.
Hmm.
If they just totally one day decide,
That's true. I should look that up because like it should be written somewhere in YouTube's terms of
I'm
service.
almost certain that it has been. Otherwise, they'd be sued,
Yeah.
right? Because it's
Yeah.
in the States, and everyone in the United
Sues,
States
yeah.
wants to sue everyone else
Yeah.
because they want to make money off of each other.
It's pretty much how the States works.
That's why we're Canadian.
All right. So what's everyone been playing this week?
Same stuff as last week.
So you were playing
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy and
No, I don't play that. I've been playing Final
you haven't played
I haven't played Final
Generation like
Fantasy.
Argus
Because
Generation.
it's free.
right?
I already bought it. I don't have to pay for it anymore.
So since you're paying for Final Fantasy, you want to keep playing that?
Yeah, until I don't have to pay for it for the next month.
Very true. When are you gonna stop playing?
Once the payment's done on it.
And you're just never going to play it again?
No, I will. I'll jump back and do it every now and again.
Okay.
Once you guys start playing again,
Yeah.
everyone else quit. Everyone just stop.
Well,
Nice,
when it's not $15 a month on the PS3, then I'll start playing.
When you get a job.
It's always
Yeah.
it's always gonna be that.
No.
We're gonna apologize for Matt because he's dying slowly
I am.
every day.
I'm losing my lung.
PlayStation Plus this week has allowed you to download Hotline Miami for free. Played 25 minutes of it before coming here. It is absolutely fantastic. Bar none, in recent memory, one of the best games that I've played. It's just succinct with an absolutely mind-blowing soundtrack.
Yeah, you were playing with headphones.
It is actually
You
when
need to.
when it loads up, it actually, I don't know if it has it for Steam also. For the PS Vita version, it actually says to best appreciate this game, play with headphones. It actually says that, and
I full on agree with that because the soundtrack is amazing.
but the game itself is actually so good.
Mayoor, have you ever played Hotline Miami?
I have PlayStation Plus. I'll download it when I get home.
Can you play it on PS3 or is it only PS Vita?
I think it's a cross-buy, so you can
Okay.
play it on
You should be
PS.
able to.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if there's an actual PS3 version of it. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I'm not sure about that either.
I don't know.
Well, for digital download, maybe.
Well, I'll find out. If not, I'll just keep it on my PS3 until I get a Vita or
You don't have a
something.
You
Vita?
plan on that?
Yeah, I'm planning on because I want to play Tales of what remake did they do?
Mayoor and the Tales series. He plays all of them.
Yeah. Well, this week I've been playing Tales of Exillia.
Yeah.
So I just bought it.
How's that so far?
Just started.
You just
But I
started?
like the concept. Like I like the characters already, even though I've only seen 2 or
Okay.
3.
Sean beat it, what, this week, last week?
3.5 weeks ago.
Really? It was that long ago?
I actually beat it. I don't know if I had started GTA 5 yet. I think I had told myself that I wanted to beat Exillia before I played GTA 5. So I'm not sure the specifics. But I've beaten it. I actually think it's the best Tales game.
Oh, yeah.
Personally.
Okay, so something to look forward to from Mayoor.
Yeah. Well, I hope I don't drop it off. Like if I don't get to playing it, like I do with a lot of games.
Yeah, well,
Just
I know
drop
that.
like Skyrim. I've never beaten. I just dropped it at one point. And
Neither
just,
did
like,
I. Well, how many hours did you put into Skyrim?
40 hours, and I
Okay.
still I dropped it because I couldn't really do anything else. because I was working or something at the time.
Yeah. Well, I put like 75 hours into that. I still didn't beat it. I explored too much in that. Yeah. But I cheated to explore. It was the best. Basically, you just get into a new region, kill a chicken, and then they arrest you and bring you to the very far town. Yeah. It's amazing. Best cheat ever.
Well, it's not a cheat.
Then you can just... No,
exploit.
it's an exploit, yes. And then you can just fast travel everywhere.
That's the best point.
Yeah.
Exploiting games. Like in Borderlands 2. I exploited everything I possibly could.
What did you do in Borderlands 2?
There was the big spaceship boss? It's like a big UFO. It's the bunker.
Can't remember.
I do remember that.
Yes. If you stand on the lower level of the bunker level, not on the top, like just below where the vending machines are, he cannot hit you. So you could just sit there and he comes flying right to you, and his weak spot is, because he's on the higher level, it's just right in front of you.
Right.
You just shoot at it all day until he dies.
Anything else, Mayor?
Well,
Or just that
besides law and
besides legalizing?
trying to get gold. Stupid silver players.
Yeah, I'm in a very, very demotivated area in that. I lost like 7 games in a row. I went from like 80 points to 0, and now I'm just like, fuck it. I don't even care if I hit gold this season. I'll just go next season or something. Like,
well, silver
it's
one's
so
a
annoying.
bitch.
Well, all my match ones are 9 out of 10 won.
Yeah.
Lost every game since. It's like 12, 13 games now. Lost every single one of them in a row.
For people who aren't familiar with League of Legends, myself included, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We're talking about, okay, the way the rank system works is you're in a league or whatever, and there's like a ladder system, okay? So you, depending on your leagues, like there's like bronze, silver, gold,
And they have tiers.
platinum, and then diamond, okay? And it goes from 5 to
5
1, okay? So I'm in silver 3 right now, okay? And it goes from a scale from 0 to 100. Every time you win games, you get points. Every time you lose games, you lose points, okay? You obviously gain more than you lose. When you get to 100 points, sorry?
Not in my situation.
Not in your
Not when you're
situation.
higher.
Anyways, usually that's what happens. So when you get to 100 points, then you get into a promotion game, okay? And if it's just to go up into a different tier, then it's 3 games. You have to win a best 2 out of 3. Then you go to, like, if I were to do that and won 2 out of 3, I go to silver 2.
Okay.
If I'm at silver 1 and I get to promotion, then it's a best out of 5. And then if I win 3 out of 5, then I go to gold 5, okay? And so you can go up and down constantly. You can never go below your ranking unless, like, you don't play for a long time and it just automatically boots you there. So, like, if I keep losing games, I can't go lower than silver 5 unless I stop playing, okay? So it's just, like, constant up and down sometimes, and it's just, it's infuriating because other people suck. And it's not that they suck at the game, it's that they suck as human beings.
People. They're horrible people.
Everyone fucking DCs. Everyone blames everyone else. It's very toxic. Disconnects. It's very toxic, and sometimes people are just fucking stupid, okay? And they're always blaming everyone but themselves, and everyone thinks they're fucking amazing. And it's really, really disheartening for, like, the human race.
Yeah. No, I was in a few games that it was 3v5. 2 people just never showed up in the game. And I'd lose, and there's no way, like, Riot should fix this. Like, you should make it so you could send a report saying these people never showed up and we still lost with
Well, you can report them. The only thing that happens, though, is that they might get banned.
Yeah.
That's
They
it.
might.
But see, the thing is, there should be like a loss prevented or like a gratis, like, oh, okay, someone was a dick, we won't punish you. But instead, there's not that. I was in 2 games in a row that happened. Both rage quits or whatever. Like, these guys just fuck off for no apparent reason. Well, I mean, no. Sometimes, one time there was an apparent reason. He was just, I don't know why the fuck he was pissed. He just left. Stupid shit top.
There was one game I had there, one of my my placement matches.
Yeah.
We actually had 4 because one guy left pretty early,
Mhm.
and we were getting shit on by one of their guys. I think it was a Quinn. As soon as we just started targeting us 4, we won. Like, the game lasted almost 40 to 50 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's because we were able to defend very well.
Wow.
It's possible that you can win 4-on-5s. It's very hard to win 3-on-5s. If you have good people playing a 4-on-5, you can do it. Like, we play 4 people all the time just in a normal game, and sometimes our last person just leaves because he's a dick. And we've won games like that. Like, it depends when it happens. It depends who your champions are, who their champions are. It's very possible to win, but, you know, it's just disheartening sometimes. Like, you lose, like, I don't know how Mayoor does it. Like he goes up so slowly, the ladder, and, like, he gets terrible luck.
Fast.
I don't know how Erickson did it.
No, like, recently, like, since my start at Silver 1, I've gone up to about 97 points. Then I went to a losing streak of, like, 8 or 10 games. Went back to 0, and I'm climbing the ladder again. I'm at 47 points.
He just went up and down like 3, 4, 5, 6
I
times.
get, like, 5 points a game, and I lose 5 points a game. So the only way to get up is to not lose.
Yeah. I heard this one person, he kept playing with like his friend in like bronze or whatever. So his elo actually went lower, so that when he won games, it went up slowly, but when he lost games, it went down really fast. Like he was getting like 4 or 5 points, and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting 4 points. I won like 16 games in a row, but then I lost 3, and I'm back at 0." And then everyone's laughing at him. It's like,
So sad.
yeah, pretty sad.
Just to compare your experiences, or your pain rather, I've only played, not that we're going to be monetizing this video, I've played one online match in Pokemon X.
Did they destroy you?
And
I don't know how the matchmaking works in that. I don't know, honestly, I don't even know the features to it. I clicked online battle. It set me up with a person who had, of the 6 Pokemon he had, or she had, 4 of them were level 50s. 2 of them, one was a Butterfly or Butterfree, which is level like 10. I don't know what he
Is
was
it the
doing
new
with
one?
It's a new one, yeah.
So it's the brown worm though.
It's
The
Furble
Wurgle
or
or
something.
Furble.
I don't remember the name.
anyway, it doesn't
No,
matter.
it's and I don't remember what the last one was. It does not matter.
Was it a high level or a low level?
It was like a it was like the key ring.
It
was
was
level
it's a
40,
fairy
40.
type. It's a fairy.
Yeah, to counter the
Um,
dragons, because the dragons are too OP,
yeah.
they made a fairy class.
But anyways, to get back on point, my Pokemon, my highest level Pokemon at that point was like 13.
And you're against 3 level 50s?
You can't once you've been selected, once you
Shut
pair
the
up,
game.
you
What
can't leave.
The
And
fuck?
if you get disconnected and it's an error on your point, it counts as a loss outright. So I figured that I might as well go into the fight. I might as well see what it's like. I couldn't do any damage to them. They,
Obviously, you're gonna get killed
Well,
immediately.
What the? And
I know.
Nintendo really needs to get on their fucking, like, what the hell's wrong with them? They can't do a
There's
decent online for anything.
No, apparently the online is pretty solid for this. I just don't understand the premise to it.
I think you just did it way too early. Like,
Only
I
do
haven't
it when
even
you're level
started yet.
50.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's called like the metagame. It's supposed to happen as you've beaten the single player, sort of like in Disgaea, right? If you went into the item world, and let's say for argument's sake, the item world starts with enemies that you fight at level 50. You couldn't go into it before you've beaten them, before you were quote unquote a master at this game, right? So I guess it's maybe what the same situation.
So
is.
it's like Dark Souls.
Not
When,
necessarily.
No,
when
it's
you
not
open
like
up the
Dark
world to another thing and they invade you, it's always a super high level guy
Yeah.
that knows how to fight. It's just that he's level 1 because he speedrun the whole.
So then what it should do is like League of Legends. As soon as you get to level 30, then you can play ranked games. It should just stop you from playing online until you have a level 50 Pokemon.
Not necessarily though, because people still like.
You want to fight friends.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. People want to play online and fight other people. If you want to fight a random person, then you have to have level 50 Pokemon. If you want to fight your friend, do whatever the hell you want.
See, this
Yeah.
is where it gets super weird, because for a lot of people who either do play Pokemon but casually or don't play Pokemon at all, they have no understanding of how incredibly, and I use the word incredibly quite strongly, obtuse the game is. And by obtuse, I mean that it's somewhat incomprehensible. There's a lot of elements in it that are never explained to people. For example, the metagame. There is this huge component of the game that exists for for a large percentage of people who don't know it even exists. There are things called EVs. So if you kill a certain Pokemon and then level up or something like that,
Yeah,
you
that's
get
awesome.
certain stats.
During the day, it levels up. During the night, it levels up.
Not really.
Not
the
anymore?
thing is, EV training is depending on the Pokemon you fight, like a Geodude from Season 1. It increases your defense stat because it's a harder target.
Okay.
And depending on who you fight, like you fight Snorlax, you get a HP stat. Anything like.
But see, why does that? First of all, sorry to cut you off. First of all, why does that feature exist? Secondly,
It's
why
smart.
does Game Freak never explain that to people?
It's always existed. It's just that it's never been explained.
It's always
It's
existed.
always existed
See?
since I think Season 2
in Season 2.
It wasn't in the first one for
in
sure.
Gold and Silver. That's
Gold
when
and
they
Silver is
started
the
it, I think.
second,
It's
generation.
always existed since then. But no one's never
Seen it.
explained it. Like the game
It's
never
never in the
explains
booklet?
it. No, it's not even
No.
in the booklet.
And let me take another
It's a
step.
hidden stuff.
Let me blow this out of proportion completely. Pokemon now, they have abilities. So if you have, not only do the Pokemon have moves, right, that are unique to them, fine. To make them even more idiosyncratic, more unique, certain Pokemon have different personalities, which are linked to, I guess, different types of abilities. These abilities, in their text, are never explained. I have a Pokemon that I just caught. It's based on a panda that has.
Nice.
It's called the Mold Breaker, and I don't know what that
That's the
means.
ability.
It's called Mold
Yeah.
Breaker.
It has the worst explanation of any of the abilities ever. It just says it breaks its mold.
It breaks its molds.
It has no explanation of what the stat is.
Yeah.
What the hell does that even mean?
No,
Yeah,
I have no
There's been
idea.
a few abilities like that.
No, they're all explained quite well. Like synchronized. Whenever you get paralyzed, it synchronizes it with its opponent.
Well, now it
But
might be
nothing
I know
else.
before, like magnitude. Never really properly explained.
Magnitude would have levitate. Levitate is he doesn't get hit affected by ground type.
That's a bad example on your part,
no,
but I agree.
No,
with
but
that.
magnitude, it had like different magnitudes. It cast like magnitude 1 to 8.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That is explained.
Oh, yeah.
It's just random. It's a
No,
it's like
but
a dice.
the way it described it in the first few games, remember, it was very, very like broad.
Well,
It
they
just,
fixed it.
yeah, I guess they fixed it.
So
but,
maybe in a few more generations they'll fix whatever the hell it's called.
That mold breaker has
Mold
existed for
breakers.
several generations.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
For
probably
like 3 generations now.
And they never explained it.
It's just it breaks its mold. At the beginning of the fight, you see mold breaker, like let's say, Tyranitar has broken his mold. That's what it says at the beginning of the fight, but you have no idea what the hell that is.
You never checked online to find out what
I
it
haven't
is?
checked.
Oh, there is. I've checked. It's called Bulbapedia. It actually gives you. I should send it to you. Mary. It gives you extensive information on
I use
everything.
Cerebi.
Cerebi?
Okay, anyways, what does it do?
Oh,
it breaks his mold.
no, there are other Pokemon have abilities that place limitations on other Pokemon. So let's say every time Pokemon X lowers someone else's attack, their own attack will lower, some bullshit like that. Mold Breaker prevents these residual effects from happening to them.
Can you only do it after they give the effect to you?
No, the ability is innate in each Pokemon. It's not a move, it's something that is a quality of that Pokemon.
Oh.
And to make things even weirder, Pokemon come with one of 2 abilities sometimes, and they get these secret abilities. So if you capture a Pokemon in a particular location, they give you particularly secret ability. Like, just the game it doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you make such a confusing amount of options in a video game that is obviously catered for people who are like 12 years old? To some extent. I mean, I still play it. I'm not 12 years
Everybody
old.
plays it.
There's a huge fan base, but I think that less and less there's a fan base of people like myself who play the game because they want to re-experience the first time they play Pokemon. There are people like Mayoor who play the game because they're avid fans of it. That there is
Nostalgia.
a meta game for them, which is
No, that's what
obviously-
Sean's is. Sean's nostalgia.
I'm nostalgia.
I was nostalgia until last season.
There you go.
Yeah.
In Pokemon Black and White,
Did you know you could do tricks on the rollerblades?
more than one trick
Yes,
yeah,
more than
you learn
one trick.
tricks.
What's
You
the
learn
point?
them
You learn tricks.
as
You
go
talk
through
to
the-
people.
Oh,
and
that's
they
fine.
teach
You have to talk to. My sister talks to everybody because
Yeah.
she's trying to learn every trick.
What's the point though?
Nothing.
Of what?
Nothing.
It's like the bicycle, except you're on rollerblades, and you can
So,
spin. You can
The
do a little
wheelie
twirl.
in season 4. You
The what?
do wheelie on.
Yeah, the
season
bicycle.
4.
So random.
But why does this, like, it just, I don't know. Anyways, it blows my mind. It's just like this cultural phenomenon that just is earth-shatteringly confusing.
Well, I played this week. I was playing Devil May Cry yesterday, the new one. Mainly because Sean wanted to get rid of it, and I was borrowing his copies, so I
Did you
had
switch
to play
into
it.
the white hair?
No, I
He
didn't
hasn't
have any
beaten the game.
skills. No.
Okay.
Anyways, I played for a few hours. I wasn't very far. I got like maybe halfway through the game. It's definitely a lot of fun. The fist weapons are awesome. I didn't get to play with them too much. I only played like one level with it, but they're definitely really cool. But like there seems to be a nice variety in the weapons, but like I don't know. There's always the thing with when you have too many weapons, you always kind of stick to like certain weapons all the time. It's kind of like the way God of War works. Like you always have the extra weapons, but you only use like 2 of them, and that's it. And like you get stuck in that mold. And anyways, it seemed like a lot of fun. Definitely, I like it a lot better than the older Devil May Cry's because I wasn't a huge fan of them. But the reboot seemed to actually it was more appealing than I originally thought, and like it was easier to follow the story in this one. Like it was way easier to follow the story. Like I can't even remember anything of any of the stories in the old ones.
He had white hair. That's all you need to remember.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. He
I
has
think
white hair.
the easiest thing to, because I was in a similar situation too when I played the new
You're
Devil May
what?
Cry. I was in a similar situation with the older Devil May Cries. And in the newer one, to some extent, I was trapped in what you called like a mold, right? Where you sort of use 1 or 2 weapons. But the best thing about the new Devil May Cry is that it allowed you to break the mold. They don't explain what that is. It's just an ability that certain players have. All jokes aside.
I was waiting. I was actually going to comment on it at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was going to say something stupid. at the
Sean
beginning.
has developed mold breaker.
Yeah. I was gonna say I agree with you because there are certain enemies that you have to fight with a certain weapon. You can't there's demonic weapons and then there's angelic weapons and then there's the neutral weapon or whatever. And you have to use a certain weapon on certain enemies because they are immune to the other ones. So it forces you to do certain things or whatever. So you have to be a little. Not to mention the way the combo system works or whatever. You get more style points for actually comboing in different weapons. So there is incentive. And but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care that I'm not gonna be able to play it anymore. If I had time, I would probably beat it. But like since I don't have it anymore, it's not like I'm not losing sleep.
It should only take like 5 hours to beat.
No, it's actually, I think it took me 13 hours.
Really that long? I was halfway through.
But you were watching the cutscenes.
I was watching the cutscenes. I only played for
not
like
that
maybe
long.
4 hours.
And you're halfway through.
You said I was halfway through. I have
Okay,
no
so 8
clue.
or 9 hours. It actually it didn't feel short. It felt like it was a good length. It was maybe
Well, about like 9 hours for
Okay.
that type of game.
Hmm.
It's not so bad.
Hmm.
Not 4 hours like Dark Matter. Yeah.
Well, I
You'll-
beat Evil Line in like 2 hours.
Evoland, yeah, that was
Yeah.
a short game, but that was meant to be short. Plus, it's like what, $10?
Well,
This
I
is-
bought it for like 5.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get Zelda, the new one though.
The Zelda, it's A Link Between Worlds.
3DS one.
I want to get it just for the 3DS.
Yeah.
3DS. Looks good. Oh, I saw people take apart the 2DS.
2DS.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
What?
It's literally just one screen.
Yeah, no, I heard
It's
about
one
that.
piece. It's one big piece. It's not even two separate screens.
It's one
It's
screen.
one unit attached.
That's why they can't
Yeah.
clamshell it.
Because people thought they just took over leftover 3DS screens and put them in or whatever.
No.
It literally is just one whole unit.
Well, that doesn't bother me.
It's probably
No,
less.
but
It's
it's just weird.
actually probably less expensive doing
Yeah.
it that way.
How though? It's 2 different screens.
No,
right?
because it
No.
probably
One's a
costs more to
touch
get.
and one's
It
glass.
probably gets. It probably is more expensive to get 2 different screens than it is to get one slightly larger screen.
Because it's still all connected like inside.
But I'm saying like the bottom is still touch and the top is still not touch, right? Is that just because there's a pane of glass
That's
on the
true.
top one?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they would do that actually.
I'm guessing it's a full touchscreen, but they're not letting you touch the top
Yeah, the
section.
top part just doesn't work.
So it's actually cheaper to actually
Use a-
inhibit players from experiencing touch on both screens.
I guess so.
Anyways, the only other game I played was I downloaded Path of Exile today, which it only came out today, and it's a free-to-play game that is essentially a Diablo clone, but the skill tree is stupid massive, like stupid massive.
2,000 levels just
Yeah.
to get it.
It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know what level you can get to, but the only thing I know is that depending on what class you are, that's where you start on the tech tree. So presumably you can get to any of the other classes from your start place. It just depends where you want to go with it, right?
Yeah.
So there's supposed to be a lot of like flexibility and customization.
So there's no archetypic character classes.
They are, but it's only your starting position,
And
I
how
guess.
do you break these classes?
Well, I guess the higher level you get, yeah. you break the molds. All right, Sean, what's the question of the week?
All right, you have to bear with me. I don't even know if this is even applicable to you guys, and if it is not, too bad.
Technical
You have to answer it. Yes, that is the answer. Okay, so some sort of like a build up to this question. I'm a huge fan of melee systems in video games. Huge. If it's the core focus of the game, fine. So, for example, God of War, which isn't really melee, but it is kind of melee, uses blades. I enjoy games that have an emphasis over close quarter combat to ranged combat. Now, my question of the week is this. In recent memory, or in whatever memory, what is your favorite game that utilizes a melee mechanic? And why is it your favorite game? And why is the melee mechanic in it so interesting,
Pronounced.
unique, maybe pronounced? Yes, it could just be a pronounced component of it. I'm going to answer first, just because I feel that someone else might answer it above me. God Hand.
I was going to say. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, God Hand has an absolutely phenomenal melee system. You actually get to program your attack string before fights, and each of them have unique properties. They animate differently. The actual core emphasis of the game was actually just it was a brawler, but a sophisticated brawler that had a huge range of melee moves, and I just thought it was handled exceptionally. But if I had to choose something that wasn't God Hand, a close second would probably be the first Uncharted.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really
You like the
enjoyed it.
melee? I thought the melee system in the second one was much better.
Then the second one was like it was very
One
situational.
melee.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry?
One melee.
I mean, if you push square and you were against the wall, they would throw someone into the wall, fine. But in the first one, you actually have to string together what your combo would look like. It was interesting. It was involved in. So
I just rage quit on liking too much. I tried going through levels by stealthing everybody. It doesn't work.
no, because it's not a stealth.
Yeah, it's not a stealth game.
All right, I'm going to go with one. I haven't really played this game very much, but I saw people play it. And mainly only because of the brutal executions of the Punisher. Because, like, it's all melee, right? And you're just going up and then putting people's heads through drills and shit. And,
That
like,
isn't melee.
it's not really melee, but
It's
it's
execution.
close quarter,
But he has guns.
fucked up shit.
Punisher's known for having guns.
Yeah, but he's still... Yeah, but Uncharted has guns. God Hand is literally just melee.
Yeah, it's a brawler.
Anyways, it's a poor example, but that's the answer I have for now. I'll come up with another one also, but like it's just because all the melee, like just the brutal executions that are all like close quarter combat, right? Very pronounced in the like gratuitous gore.
So you're telling me that you enjoyed torturing that man?
You did like you should have said like Manhunt.
Manhunt.
Yeah, you should say
I've
Manhunt.
never played Manhunt. I wouldn't know.
So you're telling me that you would like to put a bag over someone's head and then punch them in the face?
No, he'd get the garrote and just cut
Yes,
their head
because
off.
that's what I
But
want to
have you
do.
seen the plastic bag one?
I have to.
He literally makes them
and
suffocate.
beats them.
Yeah, and then he's just punching them in the face,
That's in
and
Manhunt,
the blood
though.
actually explodes all over the bed.
That's in Manhunt,
That's
though,
in
no?
Manhunt, yeah. Okay, so Matt,
I don't know. We'd have to go to Manhunt.
Yeah, I'll say League of No.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna be stupid. I'm like,
you motherfucker.
I'm gonna say League of
League of
Legends.
Legends. There's like
That Lee
characters
Sin,
in there.
man. That Lee Sin.
Nah, but the closest thing, like for your question, is probably Deus Ex. Like I enjoyed the melee combat more than the range combat.
Okay.
Only because I didn't like the aiming system in that game.
Okay.
Like I hated it completely.
It was a first-person shooter.
I hate it.
I stealthed the entire game. I didn't shoot
Yeah,
anybody.
I stealthed most of the game too.
I literally did not shoot anybody.
I actually thought the melee was handled. I mean, it's not a question of it being handled well. I thought that they were really interesting looking animated
Yeah.
melee moves. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you bring that up because I actually have wanted to go back to the game to play through it aggressively, just to experience the fatal melee moves where he like his arm opens up and he like stabs people in the shoulders. I think I'm excited to play.
Oh yeah, he uses his device.
Yeah, the blade that comes out to kill people. Yeah. So Matt, have you you can't think of anything?
There was that online
Alpha
game
Valley
for the
Fight.
PS3. That online game for the PS3 that was just all... It was like God Hand, but online multiplayer. What was it called?
Oh, it was Anarchy Reigns.
That stupid
Yeah.
game. I don't know. I could not play that game, but I mean, like,
It played.
it
Like
was
Power
interesting. Sorry?
Stone. Played like Power Stone.
Yes.
It was
Ish.
interesting. I played a lot of it with Enrico, and Enrico was kind of hit or miss with that kind of stuff. So it was a bad experience with it. You could answer Ninja Gaiden.
No, I was thinking that, but I'm like, there's dive kick. You
Dive
can
kick.
dive and you can kick.
That isn't melee.
It's perfect.
Melee.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
just kicking. You're just kicking.
No, it's a fighting game. You can't really say a fighting game. It's
Yeah. It has
Yeah,
to
they're all
be-
melee.
a cheap cop-out.
Yeah.
They were just like, yeah, my favorite melee game is Street Fighter.
Super Smash Bros. Melee, man.
Well, you
It's
can
got
also
the
go to
name of the
Zelda.
title.
Zelda,
Zelda.
yeah.
Zelda's a
Yeah, I was
classic
actually
for
think-
everyone. So
That is melee. That qualifies.
I was actually thinking Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden because I remember you really liking Ninja Gaiden.
It was fun.
That could be Shinobi. Man, that game was so annoyingly
Thief.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very difficult. Thief.
Play Thief.
No, Thief, all you do is blackjack people in the back of the head.
No, I got into a fight with people in it, like in the game. I killed everybody in the level. I'm just like, oh, that's it then. I can just loot everything.
No, I just like using blackjacks because you just hear that thud on the back of their head and then they just fall.
Yeah.
Like that thud, whoever came up with that sound is a genius. It's too hilarious.
It's because he actually did it to somebody,
For
Yeah.
sure.
and he recorded
Yeah,
it.
yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Or it's him masturbating.
Yeah, that's right.
But this is
Fat
so. This makes sense. This sound is something that I can.
I've heard this before.
I
Why does
was.
it sound so familiar?
Have you guys ever played Condemned?
Yes.
No.
I think so.
I remember playing Condemned a long time ago.
It
When
was
we
like a
were-
horror game, right?
Yeah,
I played it
was a
at
horror
Microplay.
detective game. The second one was fantastic. It, like residually, people. I don't know if residually is the right word, but in real time, people's faces would deform to you punching them, so like blood would appear at different portions. It was actually a really brutal first
It
person.
reminded me of a lot of Fear.
Yes,
I'm surprised
That's
none
the
of you
same
said
video.
Dishonored.
but there's
Yeah.
no really.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
against
guess,
stealth
really,
again.
but like the melee system
This
is that it's
It's
not
weaker.
superficial. But
compared
it's
It's
to
like
hard.
you just block and then you like it's a situational
No,
stab.
it's
and-
hard. If you tried it.
Yeah.
I
Just like one-on-one fights.
no. There was like 3 guys around me. I'm like, I can't do this. I have to stop.
Well, then you stop time and then kill them.
No, yeah.
Or if you want to fight all 3 of them, then it's not really fair.
No, it just happened that 3 of them came at me. So.
Yeah.
I was so used to stealthing everybody when I got overwhelmed. I'm like, oh fuck,
Come at me, bro.
what now?
I would have said Assassin's Creed, but I didn't like the new one.
It was awesome.
It was a lot better
All
than
the
the old
combos
one.
you could do.
Yeah.
It was crazy the stuff you could do.
Of all the unnecessary additions that is the Assassin's Creed series, I think the melee system improvement is probably one of the most amusing ones. Honestly, it just copied the Arkham series, so
Yeah.
I think
Batman, yeah, Batman had a pretty cool melee system.
there you go. Could have said Batman, but instead
Well,
you said
just-
the Punisher.
I found that
The
Batman
Punisher.
didn't really count as. It's just mostly combos. That's all you're doing. You're just linking combos.
So that's melee, right?
Yeah.
I suppose, but I'm just hitting. Well, not X. Like I don't have an X, but I guess it was X for your attack.
Mhm.
But literally, I was pushing one button and he was just diving around. It's the best way to combo everybody to get your special ability.
Yeah.
Use that one special ability, it combos more, and then you just keep doing that, and you just keep jumping from the guy that's about to hit you because you know who's gonna hit you next.
So many
Yeah,
games are
so you just go
mimicking. So many games are mimicking that, like combat system now too.
Mhm.
Like Remember Me uses the exact
Yeah,
same
yeah.
combo system,
Except it was worse.
except it was worse.
You beat Remember
No,
Me?
I stopped.
So you forgot about Remember Me?
No.
contemplating
I
shit if I
haven't.
can get it or
He
not.
punned you, but anyways.
I just to close this discussion, to answer your question before, not really a question, but a comment you were making, I think that a lot of video gamers, if they're given an easy way out of combat scenarios, they take advantage of those situations. And so you had mentioned Devil May Cry, and how in Devil May Cry, the combat system, in my opinion, is meant to be strung. So you're supposed to be mindful of the fact that you're integrating different weapons into combos. I'm sure that there's an incentive for it, but you could just theoretically use your sword and go through the game.
Yeah.
In a similar vein, Batman, the Arkham series, as Matt has just so cleverly pointed out, can be deceptively very easy if all you're doing is jumping around and dodging and then throwing bombs at people.
Especially
But-
if you aren't playing on hard, because then the triangle doesn't pop up.
Exactly. But in the Arkham series, because of the fact that at a very basic level, the combat system is relatively easy, I always put a handicap to myself. So I'm always trying to string together every single possible move into a combo. That includes throwing all of your gadgets, using all of your gadgets in a single combo. And it's difficult, but it's satisfying. To end this conversation, I remember playing a Predator game for the PS2.
Why would you play Predator?
It was
Why?
good. You should. I'll show you guys on YouTube afterwards.
I don't
It's
want
called
to see it.
it's
I know
called
what they're
Concrete Jungle. It was
I
like,
remember that. Yeah.
it was a lot of people panned it because it was too easy because a lot of the core mechanics of it was never used, but it was a lot of fun. It's like a big open sort of larger environments, and you have like literally 10 or 15 different gadgets, and you can use those gadgets if you want. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. I remember enjoying the game specifically because it gave me all these options and because I was able to stretch out the core combat system.
You should have just played AVP.
Speaking of Predator, well,
What, you
this is
child molester
no.
dolls? Do you want
Switching
trench
over
coats?
to the alien parts of that little combination they usually do. Apparently, there's a new alien game that is rumored to be in
You mean
development.
better than the last one?
Hopefully better than the last
Who
one.
cares?
I don't know.
The
People
last
that
one-
like Alien?
That last one was pretty garbage.
Yes. It was supposed to be a lot better, but then they just screwed the pooch hugely.
But who genuinely cares about the Alien series enough for it to warrant being made into a? It's never been made into a successful game.
No, like
There's a real
AVP
time-
for the
The old
PC a long
ones.
time ago was
No,
pretty
the
good.
old
It
ones
was
for like
okay,
the
yeah.
PlayStation.
From what I heard, it was decent.
Yeah.
But it's just like this is a dying series. It's like someone making a Power Rangers video game.
But see, the thing is, if they actually make a
Good.
good one, it'll sell a lot.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because Alien still has like that name. It's Aliens. There are some diehard fans of Aliens, even though the last like 2 movies were complete shit, and there hasn't been a good movie since like the late '80s or something like that, or
Three
even
wasn't that bad.
the early '80s, whenever the fuck the movie came out.
But what I'm trying to get,
Alien was good. Aliens was good, and then like the other 2 were just.
so what I'm getting at is that you think in your head that it would sell well, despite all indications that the franchise is being milked and there's absolutely no creative ingeniousness left in the series.
Yes, I think it would sell
I don't think it will sell.
because there are the fans, and if it's actually getting good reviews, it will sell.
So you're saying that there are fans who like the movies, fine, but are there fans who like the movies who are also gamers?
I think who like the universe in general, and yes, of course.
Well, the last one kind of did good, except for the fact that it sucked. Once people realized, once they realized it sucked, people just stopped buying it.
Well, the sales were probably not that good in it, or unless they were.
They were
good, I
decent. A
don't
lot
know.
of people were ready to play it. They wanted to play it until it sucked.
Plus, they have that amazing feature on the damn multiplayer. It's so good. It's always like, it's like one person's an alien, and then there's like 7 Marines, and every time a Marine dies, he turns into an alien until there's only like 2 Marines left, and the last one standing wins.
It's zombie essentially.
But it's fucking. The aliens are like 3rd person or whatever, and they're able to climb on walls, and you're 1st person on the fucking Marines or whatever, so you have worse view.
Yeah, but you know
And it's just that
had
is the best like multiplayer ever.
They had a Gmod version of that, Hidden.
Yeah?
It was called Hidden. There's one guy, he's invisible. And it's essentially that. Like, you got different stuff. He's like a predator almost.
Did they have that multiplayer in Batman too,
they might have. But you know who
or was
does?
it Max Payne?
No, you know who does that multiplayer already? You know who does it well?
Assassin's Creed.
Splinter Cell. No, Splinter Cell has had that,
I
and
mean, Mercs and...
Mercs versus Spies,
Spies,
and
yeah.
every single iteration that's done that has been successful.
But they don't go... Well, they do go invisible with the new one. They have camouflage.
No, well they might, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying that I wanted to buy the new Splinter Cell game, and I still want to buy this new Splinter Cell game. As long as the multiplayer community is still
It's
withstanding,
huge. It's huge.
it is still huge. But on consoles,
Yeah.
then that's good. I would play this because it looks fantastic. It doesn't look like stupid aliens. I mean,
But
really, just let
so
the
much
But
Switch.
hate.
there's a lot of problems with it.
So much
Like
hate.
I could see a lot of people using things that, like for
Splinter
instance,
Cell?
because of the drones, as
Put some holes in your mouth.
they don't work. It makes it worse.
It's because it's too dry down here.
No, it needs to be dry so my mucus dries up. Anyways,
Is
yeah.
that real or is that science?
Is that science?
No, it is. Like when I wake up in the morning, it's because it's all dry in my room. My throat's dry. That's why I don't cough. It's trying to cough up the phlegm. That's what coughing is. It's trying to clear your throat.
Yeah.
So if it's dry and there's no more mucus, it is fine. But yeah, the mercs, they get drones. And the drones have a better vision than the mercs do.
Okay.
And you could just be like at the beginning of the level as a merc, you just fly the drone around the level until it either runs out of energy or you run it into a
Enemy.
Yeah.
Spy
Blow
and
up?
it explodes.
yeah, and it explodes.
Wow,
You
that's
could
fucking
shoot it.
gay.
You could shoot it out of the air if you happen to see it because you can hear it. The fucking thing sounds like a lawnmower.
Mm.
But I mean, it sees a lot better. So if you're hanging on a ledge crawling across, this thing's just gonna come flying down at you, blow you up.
Yeah, but then so spies should take into account that that's a viable strategy. And
Well, they do,
counter
but there's mines. Mercs have mines, so I can go in front of the terminal where you have to hack, throw a mine down right in front of it.
Yeah, but the spy can see that they are equipped
You
with.
can't do anything to stop it.
You can
Shoot it?
No, I don't think you can shoot them.
Yes,
Of
man.
course you
seriously.
can.
I don't know. I didn't see
There's
any. Of
probably
that. But
something.
even then, because it's hard to see it because you're behind the guy, your camera, so you never see below your feet directly,
Yeah, but
and
you
you're
can
always
see,
looking.
I'm sure you have an actual. Because think about it. Otherwise, it would be like the mercs have a thing where they can put down this rod that makes a force field around themselves and the entire level, so they don't take damage.
No, but there's just
Well,
certain,
that's-
there's just certain things that I haven't seen anybody yet use the other visions on the spies.
Spy threat.
There are, but they make vision impossible to see in some of the levels.
Mhm.
Like you'll be switching it.
Night vision.
Yeah, it'll go to the electrical one, so everything's to blue, right?
Yeah.
Can't see a goddamn thing.
No, I get, but like to offset that from what I've seen, the spies are just very nimble. I've seen videos of a spy running to a merc. The merc turns around, but not quickly enough, and the spy in real time is able to execute them by stabbing them in the throat or something and
Yeah.
keep running. Like it just looks so
What?
fast.
No,
Yeah, you just you do this like weird thing where you're very quick and you just
Another
you
thing
attack
with
them and
that
you keep
is
going.
they're melee, instant kill, but like I can be maybe this far from you, and sometimes I'm able to hit it fast enough that I'll kill you before you can kill me.
Yeah, but that's a video game coming
It
down.
is,
I mean,
yeah.
like we're not like this game is good except that there are 3 or 4 set flaws in
Yeah.
it that make it so that
No,
we're
but
never
the
gonna play
mercs
it.
can get completely destroyed just because of how fast you can execute people.
Exactly.
Because the spies as well can slide.
Okay.
So you could be running, and one guy thought he had killed somebody because he slid. So he went to the floor. Like, he just dropped. He got shot and dropped. And the guy thought he was dead. He got right back up and executed him.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. But I mean, like,
No,
with
just-
the era of multiplayer games now is everything gets patched if it's too strong.
Yeah.
They just nerf everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Nerf it to the ground, baby!
Better nerf Aurelia.
Yeah. Anyways, on that note, that's it for us. So, catch you guys next week. Answer our question, what is your favorite melee combat game? And we'll catch you guys next week.
Like, subscribe, Facebook,
Yeah.
Tumblr, Twitter.
Twitter.